So at the beginning of 2024, I was so hopeful for what this year was going to bring us. And I had every reason to be. 2023 was just a huge year for us here at Soul Engine. We learned so much, and it was such a fantastic year. And I thought we were ready for the next big step, which was release our first commercial game, start a studio, a real studio recognized by the state, and, build that dream team, an idea that would keep me up at night with excitement. But now here we are at the end of 2024, and what do I have to show for it? Not very much. And those negative feelings, ultimately I feel like a failure when it comes to it. And I want to share with you today why I feel that way. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Today's going to feel like a little bit different. It's a little bit more relaxed, and so bear with me here. But yeah, let's get into it. To talk about 2024 and just what I feel like was a failure for me, I feel like I need to talk about 2023. 2023 was the year that we started Soul Engine. We made a YouTube channel. We released a whole bunch of games that year. We saw a bunch of growth. It was fantastic. We did so many things right in 2023, and that felt amazing. 2023 felt like a culmination of all the years past. If you know my story, you know that I spent almost 7 years in game development, failing over and over and over and over again for years. And then finally 2023 happened, and I released my first game, and then I released 7 others. And it was awesome. And I finally started a YouTube channel dedicated to game development, something I'm obviously very passionate about. And so it was just this culmination of things that I had been working towards for such a long time. And then to round out 2023, we hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We released Across the Creek, and we hit monetization level on our YouTube channel. And it was just a great time for us. Across the Creek was really liked by a lot of the people that played it. I showed it to my friends and family, which I don't typically do, and they all loved it. And we were on a high of sorts. It was fantastic. And I want to show you what 2023 looked like from a analytics point of view. So this is where it gets a little weird here, but bear with me again. This was 2023, we started January 1st. I don't know why it's coming up like this, but we had no growth for the first probably 6 months of 2023, just nothing. And then we started to gain traction with some of our releases on our videos, and this was kind of what I wanted. I wanted to build a community around Soul Engine, and we started to gain traction, obviously, and it was fantastic. And the year ended with us at 1,188 subscribers, which was crazy. We didn't actually, when I look at this now, it says only 2,000. You need 4,000 watch hours. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe we hadn't hit monetization. I think it actually was in 2024. Anyway, we were close. But we were feeling amazing by this, fueled by I did not think we were going to hit 1,000 subscribers in 1 year, and we were pumped by that. And then Across the Creek happened, and we had 97 plays. That's like whatever on itch, but I was really proud of that. Almost 100 people played our game. I was a lot better than our previous games, and just the reception around Across the Creek was fantastic. We could have not been happier with the reception that we received from Across the Creek, and that was all at the end of 2023 leading into 2024. So yeah, we were on a high. And so 2024 came along, and with all the growth that we had experienced, all of the positive feedback we got, I started dreaming. And I started dreaming big. I started dreaming about the team that I wanted. I started thinking about the games that I wanted to release. I started thinking about the community that I wanted to build. And I started to think about the business I wanted to run. Because in my mind, and I still sort of believe a part of this, that in order to make games, I obviously need to pay for myself to make games, and so I needed to make money. And that's where this vicious cycle started to begin. Because, in order to make money, I needed to make games. And in order to make games, I needed to be able to make games. And in order to make games, I needed people to help me make games. And there was all these layers that I thought that I needed to have in order to bring this vision to life. And that vision was to make games full time. That was my dream. That's what I wanted to do. And that is where this vision would take me in my brain. And so after, once 2024 happened and Across the Creek happened, I thought, we need to make bigger games. We need to make bigger games because that's what people want, right? People want bigger games. They want bigger experiences. And with the games we had made before, I was basically the lead programmer, and I had reached my limit. I could no longer understand what we were doing, and I no longer could, program the type of games that we wanted to make. So I went on the search for a new programmer. And we looked through a whole bunch of people, and we finally reached Colby. And he's super talented, really talented. And we thought, great, we found our programmer. Let's do it. And so we made, in order to figure out if we work together, well, we did a game jam together. And for that game jam, we made a game called Cave Masters. And when we made Cave Masters, we kind of just shot for the moon. We were like, we have all these ideas. We finally have a programmer. Let's just see what we can do in 2 weeks. And we made Cave Masters, which you can go play the original demo, the original game jam game on our itch right now. And we made that game in 2 weeks. 2 weeks! When I think back to Cave Masters, I still can't believe that we made that game in 2 weeks. It's crazy. Anyway, people were floored by Cave Masters, by the very fact that we made a game like that in just 2 weeks. People were astounded by it, I guess. Not astounded, that sounds very dramatic, but people were really impressed by it. And again, a high note. I was like, bruh, we got this. 2024 is going to be the year, we're going to do it full time, yada, yada, yada. I was pumped. Yeah. That's kind of where things started to go downhill a little bit. With having released Cave Masters, obviously like the jam game, I kind of took the lead, the project manager part of the development process, just because I knew how to do a little bit of everything, and I was going to be the one talking about it on here, obviously, and so I just kind of took point on that. And I always kind of wanted to lead a team like that, and I hadn't done that before, and I wanted to see. I was just curious about how that process would go. And it was obviously, like I just mentioned, my first time. So I took a lot of chances, and I didn't take a lot of chances. And I felt like one of the biggest failures of mine that I had this last year was my ability to lead, and realizing that I struggle with leadership and that I need to be better at it, because I allowed our team to lose focus, which is really what it came down to. I allowed our team to lose focus, which is a big no-no. Yeah, I also think that I got into this business mindset of like money and trying to like accomplish things. And there's nothing wrong with those two things, but it was like 90% of what I was thinking about. And I'd kind of lost that creativity aspect that I had so much of in 2023. And so I shifted focus a little bit too much, I think. And I chose to focus on the business aspect instead of the creativity aspect, which is what literally brings games to life. And yeah, that shift in focus to the business end, which honestly doesn't really make sense, but it led to no games being released in 2024. Yeah, no games other than, Cave Masters Game Jam. No games were released by Soul Engine in 2024, which at the beginning I thought we were going to release maybe 2 or 3. And so this was a huge, loss for us. And that kind of cascaded into everything else, with the loss of focus from me and the loss of direction from me, our team floundered, and we lost sight of where we were headed. And I take full responsibility for that. And that really sucked, because I had such high hopes for the year. And so, that was, so we completed the game jam for Cave Masters. We made a flippin' sick game in February, and we kind of let the game flop for, it's so disgusting. We let it flounder for 8 months. We could have 100% finished that game in 3 months if my leadership capabilities, if I was able to keep us focused. But those 8 months of floundering left us crippled, because at the end of this 8 months, I was like, okay, we need to get our minds together. And I reached out to our team and I was like, okay, I have a new plan. This is the plan and this is what we're doing, and here we go. And that was in August of 2024. So 8 months, or is it 6 months? I don't know the exact timeline, but months of floundering. And then I tried to direct the ship again, and honestly, I think it was too late at that point, because we did have a few months there of like September and October and November, honestly, of like really good stuff getting done. We did a lot in that game, but we started kind of to slip again. And also, things just happened in life during those months, family members, new relationships that naturally would pull us away from game development, And so in December, it's only the 10th right now, but the future of Cave Masters is uncertain. And this is really where the failure in my mind is resting at, because Cave Masters should have been completed by May, and now it's not even, it's close, but it's not close enough. It's not where it should be. And honestly, I feel creatively empty, because we've been floundering so much. We haven't released any projects, and I feel like I failed the team, in some regards, and there's nothing to show for all of these ideas. I have a notebook here just full of ideas. There's probably 20 ideas for games in this journal right there, and I got to bring none of those to life this year, and that is super disheartening for me, because that's why I started this in the first place. That's my why of game dev. I want to tell stories, and I got to not tell any stories this year, and that's a huge bummer, and that's where I think the feeling of failure comes from. So yeah. So 2024 was not a complete failure. I did a bunch of community building in 2024. I got super consistent with releasing on YouTube, and I just, again, want to just kind of show you that. So yeah, 2024, I figured out how to do the line thing, because I'm whatever. But obviously, a ton of growth, so many more views. In the first year, we only had 60,000 views. Now we're at like 148. We had over 2,000 subscribers, so we doubled the amount of subscribers we got in 1 year. Made a little bit of cash along the way, which is cool. Tons of community growth on here. Fantastic stuff. And I'm so proud of what we were able to accomplish on YouTube. I don't want to diminish this at all. So many great things with YouTube, and building a community, and also just really, getting a Discord started and starting to stream. So that was one of the highlights of 2024 for me, was getting that, because you can see where we were. 2023 was just the beginning, was just obviously natural for any channel, but then obviously we kicked it up, and then we've been able to continue this trajectory here, and now we're at 3,000 subscribers, and I made a little cash, and so I'm so proud of what we were able to accomplish from a community standpoint from 2024, from that perspective. I also wanted to show this. Cave Masters, which is the game I've been talking about, had over 500 plays, and like that's not a lot if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. But 500 people got to play our game that we want to release. I don't know, it's uncertain if we're going to, but 500 people got to play, that jam game. And I'm so proud of that. And so, and I want to, focus on that, but I still can't help but feel like 2024 was kind of a letdown, or a failure from my creative aspect. So yeah. And I think this comes back to something that I've been thinking about a lot. In 2023, I had a creative mindset. And in 2024, I had a business aspect. And you know what? I made more money with the business aspect, but I wasn't able to, do that creative aspect, So in 2025, there's going to be a balance. Balance is 2025 for Soul Engine. Instead of one or the other, it's going to be both, in a balanced way. And so it is going to take some rethinking, recalibrating, but I am very hopeful for 2025. I hope you guys come along with the journey, because it's going to be a crazy one, I think, because I got a lot of stuff in my brain, and I'm going to embrace the creative side of game dev again, because I have let it go on the back burner, and I'm tired of doing that. I want to make games. That's like literally all I want to do. I just want to make games. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I could not be more excited to do it. So yeah, while 2024 felt like a failure in my mind, and I'm honestly really bummed out about it, I am so excited for 2025, and I hope you guys join me along the way. Join us here. Join us at Soul Engine, because we got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline. And yeah. So if you like this type of content, let me know, because it's kind of different from my typical stuff. Leave a comment below. Tell me about your 2024 as far as game dev wise. I want to know. So yeah. Subscribe. Hit us up on Discord. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. And I'll see you next time.